All right, let's get it. Champs on three. 1, 2, 3. Champs!
Underneath to Riley, puts up a shot. Going deep for three.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yes, sir. Oh, wow.
Welcome to Trailblazer Tip-Off.
Ball game. Trailblazers win. And welcome inside Burns Arena. Glad to have you aboard tonight. We count down the moments till tip-off. Utah Tech and the defending champs of the Western Athletic Conference, Grand Canyon, the Lopes, are in town. Hi there, everybody. Rod Zund along with former Trailblazer Caleb Stearman. And Caleb, Trailblazers started off 2-0 2 weeks ago. They were feeling pretty good about themselves with 2 wins to open up conference play here in this arena. Then they went out on the road. They still have yet to win in a true road game. They're 0-10. They lost in Seattle Thursday, then at Utah Valley on Saturday, and now they try to break that 2-game conference losing streak against the defending champs, Grand Canyon.
Yeah, and it's not going to be an easy task for them. Granted, both of those 2 places are extremely tough to play, but I think that this is where we start to turn it around. It's going to be a great win if they can get it done.
Trailblazers, they're going to be at full strength. Yu Toure missed the last game. He'll be back at backup point guard. Now, for Grand Canyon, Ty and Grant Foster, their leading scorer, he did not play Thursday against Southern Utah, and they still got a 15-point win. He was out with a flu. He's been taking IVs. He's going to try to give it a go and go 100% tonight.
Yeah, and it sounds like that flu bug's going around, so, I mean, hopefully, if he does come in, Utah Tech will be able to adjust, but either way, I think that we're going to be able to defend and do what we need to.
They've had the flu bug for the last month. So have the Trailblazers.
Yeah,
it's going around. You know what that's like. Once it gets in the team, it just hangs around for a while. Trailblazers have been fortunate and have not missed any games because of the flu. So Utah Tech coming off a loss Saturday at Utah Valley. They had a 2-point lead at halftime, and before Saturday, Trailblazers were 4-2 this year when having a lead at halftime. It didn't end up that way. They went through a bad stretch in the second half and lost by 16. Let's go back to Saturday afternoon in Orem with this edition of Sounds of the Game.
Let's go. Come on, man.
It's the old Hammer rivalry.
Let's get it.
Utah Tech and Utah Valley here in Orem. Trailblazers come in, 2-1 record in Western Athletic Conference play. Wolverines, they're on top of the standings. They're 4-0 in the WAC. This rivalry started back in 1972 when they were both junior colleges. Bird, the little one-handed push from 8 feet, good. Kobe Reeve underneath to Noah Gonzalez. He lays it up and in. Gonzalez, deep 3 right side, yes sir! Bird drives in the paint, gets free, reverse it up and in. Right down the barrel, Owana, 3-ball, yes sir! The freshman from France. Now dribbles into the paint with left hand, reverse layup, good! Beyond Riley. Here comes Owana on the fast break, lays it up and in. Trailblazers with a lead. Count it! Tennessee Rainwater into the paint. What a first half by the Trailblazers, and they go to the locker room, 42-40, 2-point lead. Noah drives all the way inside, lays it up and in from the left side up with the right hand. Shot pop for 15. Yes, sir! Off the glass. The bank is open for Beyond Riley. Gonzalez, 3-ball right down the barrel. Oh, baby, that was needed. Cuts the lead down to 7. For the second straight game, the Trailblazers could not hold the lead in the second half. Caleb, here's the incredible stat in that game against the Wolverines Saturday. Trailblazers shot nearly 59% from the floor, and they still lost. Well, they say, how is that possible? Well, it's a cold, hard fact. Trailblazers are undersized in basically every game this year.
Yeah.
It was evident last week on the road. They were out-rebounded both games Saturday. They were outscored second chance points 17-6. They gave up a lot of offensive rebounds, and this is the very good offensive rebounding team in Grand Canyon today. And they've got one of the best offensive rebounders in the big 6'10 guy, Duke Brennan.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it last time when I was on the broadcast, but winning a game comes down to 3 things. It comes down to rebounds, free throws, and turnovers. And they've been struggling the past couple games in the rebounding department.
And then you mentioned free throws. Trailblazers were 7 of 8 from the free throw line, only 8 free throws. Utah Valley Saturday, 24 of 31. That's a 17-point difference in a 16-point game.
Yep.
And it's not to blame the officials. It's just they got beat down on the offensive boards, and they had to reach in and foul instead of trying to bang them with the bodies.
Yep, and the good news is it's still early enough in conference play where they can make those adjustments. And tonight's going to be a great time to do it.
It's a great rebounding team.
Yeah.
And Grand Canyon, they're number 1 in scoring, 80 points a game. They're number 1 in defense in fewest points allowed at 68 points a game. And they're top 10 in steals, right?
Yep.
In the country.
Top 10 nationally, yeah.
So they've got their work cut out for them. So we're counting down the minutes here on Trailblazer tip-off. Utah Tech, Grand Canyon. We'll get a final word from head coach John Judkins when we come back. D.R. Horton is America's largest home builder, but with a local heart. Nestled just west of the Sand Hollow Recreation Area is a 600-acre master-planned community with beautifully designed single-family homes, cottages, and townhomes called Long Valley. Visit us at drhorton.com and join us in continuing the American dream of home ownership and build your next home with D.R. Horton, America's builder.
Experience the magic of southern Utah from the sky and the ground at Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons. They take you on breathtaking journeys across the stunning landscapes of St. George, Hurricane, and beyond. But why just visit when you can live here? Priority First Real Estate is dedicated to helping you find your dream home. Together, they bring you closer to the community, closer to nature, closer to home. Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons and Priority First Real Estate, where adventure meets home.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to take a time out from the sidelines and jump into the action? St. George Regional Airport has you covered. Score big with convenient flights that take you from our Red Rocks to destinations around the globe. Whether it's the bright lights of LA or an exotic getaway across the Pacific, your adventure starts right here at home. When you're planning that epic getaway, St. George Regional Airport is your home field advantage. Welcome back to Trailblazer Tip-Off, about 9 minutes away from tip-off. Utah Tech and the defending champs of the Western Athletic Conference, Grand Canyon. The Lopes come into St. George with a record of 4-1 in conference play. They're 14-5 overall. They've won their last 3 conference games. They've won 8 of their last 9. This is only their 4th true road game, while the Trailblazers already played 10 road games.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because a lot of their road games have been at neutral sites, and so coming in, I mean, St. George and the Burns is an easy place to come in and win. And last year we had them up 10, so this is for sure going to be a little revenge game for the Trailblazers.
In the second conference game of the season for the Lopes, they were at Utah Valley back on January 9th. They got beat. That was a wake-up call. It's kind of a slap in the face.
No doubt.
Ever since then, in the last 3 games, the margin of victory has been 15 points or more. Average of 23 points a game, a win in the last 3.
Yeah, and I mean, it comes down to how hard these guys play on defense and then crash the offensive glass.
Yep.
I think we were talking about the second chance point differential between Utah Tech and Utah Valley, as well as GCU and SUU.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the same thing here. It's going to be a big-time factor.
It's always going to be the same thing.
Yep, always.
Got to control the boards a little bit better than you have. All right.
Yeah.
Trailblazers haven't had a game since last Saturday. They have a lot of time to practice. Here is the head coach, John Judkins, with the final word before tonight's tip-off. Coach, a week in between games, you've had a full 7 days of practice. What did you want to get accomplished?
First of all, rest. We needed to, when you have one game a week with a bye on Thursday, we need to take advantage of that. And during this middle of the season right here, this is when guys are getting beat up pretty good. So that was nice not having a game yesterday. But, we worked on some things, saw a lot of film, did a lot more film watching this week than we normally do just because of that. Try to shorten our practices up a little bit to get our rest. But really, just prepare for Grand Canyon. They're very good. They're picked to win our conference again this year, and their team has a lot of guys back from last year who made a run in the NCAA tournament and did really well. So they have those guys back, and then they got 2 big transfers. They got a kid from TCU, the Coles kid, who's really good. He really knows how to use his body well. He's got a score from all 3 different spots with the inside, outside, and driving it. And then also they got the kid who transferred from UTA, was freshman of the year in our league. He's there, so a little point guard, off guard. So we know they're going to be solid. They kind of do the thing like our guys are better than your guys kind of a deal, and so we have to be smarter. We have to play together more. We have to be a team defense more. But I like what we see. We always have played them well. Yeah. And, last year here we jumped out on them, got a big lead, and then they came back and got us at the end. We got to do the same thing, except we got to keep that lead and keep going. But they're very athletic. One of the most athletic teams we've played.
And in the last 2 games, you've been right there in the second half, and then that stretch of not a lot happening for you.
No, you're right, and you go back again. There's no excuses for it. We thought we had it fixed. Our last couple of games we've had that, but the road is a whole different deal, Rod. And you look at the WAC and you look at the road wins, and there's not too many teams that are winning on the road. Utah Valley got one yesterday on Thursday night, but most of them it's tough to win on the road. And again, there's no excuses for it. You just got to be tougher on the road. You don't have the crowd to get you motivated, get you going. So you got to have your teammates, you got to have yourself. But we had a stretch again, both games. We had a 4 or 5 minute stretch where we weren't getting stops, and then we weren't making baskets. And when you do that, you're going to lose those games at the end like we did.
Key word for tonight.
I would say toughness.
Toughness. That kind of goes along with what you were saying. That's about rebounding and defense.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially, I think the key matchup here today is going to be Beon Riley and Jacoby Coles. I think if they can shut him down, he's a really tough player on the block. He's going to crash hard. Duke Brennan as well. So I agree. Toughness is a key word.
Coles is a transfer from TCU. He had 20 points on 9 of 18 shooting against Southern Utah on Thursday. All right, take a final break. Be back with final thoughts, keys to the game, right after this.
Welcome to St. George Academy, home of the Dragon Slayers, where academic excellence meets individualized learning right here in Southern Utah. At St. George Academy, we believe in challenging our students with rigorous curriculum, preparing them for a demanding college experience and beyond. And it's all tuition free. Our unique Pathway University program offers accelerated courses, allowing students to earn college credits in high school. Experience the St. George Academy difference, schedule your tour today, and join us on your educational journey.
Yesco is a proud partner of Trailblazer Sports Vision and Utah Tech Athletics. Yesco specializes in manufacture of custom electric signs and displays. From the smallest to the largest, Yesco can design, manufacture, install, and maintain an identification package that is tailored to your specific needs. Yesco has been serving Utah businesses for well over 100 years with quality signage and exceptional service. To see how Yesco can serve you, go to yesco.com.
Craving something sweet but healthy? Come to Berries and Cream, the original spot for fresh berries in our delicious sweet cream. Locally owned and operated right here in St. George. We offer a cold, refreshing treat that's perfect for the southern Utah climate. Fresh fruit has never tasted so good. Berries and Cream, the original taste of St. George.
All right, about ready to kick things off here. National anthem just wrapped up. Starting lineups are coming up. Caleb Searman, keys to the game.
I think for Utah Tech, they got to control the glass. They got to limit GCU to one possession. The way that they fly in and crash, it's going to be a long game if they don't limit them to one possession, and then attack the gaps, play off two, and create a shot for one another.
All right, you can watch this game over on ESPN Plus and listen to it on the Fan. Devin Dixon, Paul Ratliff will have the call. Tip-off, Utah Tech and the defending WEC champs, Grand Canyon Lopes, coming up next.